Okay.
Well, hello everyone. Mac Atkinson here, and along with my dear friend Sheryl Fitzharris, we're here to talk to you about autumn and the metal element here in 2024, and more specifically, the health of the body and the health of our skin. It's interesting and Sheryl, you and I have talked about this before, but when we look at the autumn season and the metal, one of the things we hear about all the time is our skin is a direct reflection of the health, overall health in our body. So this is really an important topic. And when you look at the skin, I mean, it truly is the largest organ of our body. It breathes, it absorbs nutrients, it expels waste, and it must be nourished and cleansed like every other organ we talk about in the body. And what's so interesting is I think when you look at the skin, it's really almost like a third lung, if you will. And by the way, for those of you that weren't on our previous calls with the season, the lung and the large intestines are the major organs of the season, where the skin is the tissue associated with the season. And again, I was saying it's almost like a third lung, and it's our outermost shell that's in contact with the air. And I think because of that, if no other reason, it deserves our attention, and we should be feeding it with only the finest of ingredients. So with that kind of setup, we are going to be talking a little bit today about some Sunrider foods. So I just want to remind everybody that none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. Sheryl, we were talking about how to feed the skin, and obviously our NBCs, our Nourish, Balance, and Cleanse products are primary. Talk to us a little bit about how feeding ourselves internally is reflected on the outside.
Oh, thank you, Mac. I remember back when I first got into Sunrider and I listened to Dr. Chen. I went to my first convention and he spoke about the philosophy of regeneration. And that sure got my attention because I never really thought of my body the way he was talking about it, and that if we nourish it with the proper nutrition, if we keep it clean with the proper nutrition, and we balance all the systems of the body can take care of itself. I mean, that's how we were designed, and he was brilliant in saying that. And so that's how I started over 36 years ago, just with NBC. And the results were amazing. And I saw it, first of all, my brain
Mhm.
was balanced, but then it was my skin and my hair and my nails. And I was like, wow, there is something to this. And so I started to learn more about the products, and I learned about New Plus, and that product is amazing.
Mhm.
It looks very simple, but the way it's put together is concentrated with the variety, as you can see, of like herbal ingredients that are like our fruits and vegetables that we think of. So it has lots of antioxidants, phytonutrients. It's easy to absorb, and there's many flavors. So you never really get bored
Mhm.
because you can switch it up all the time. And what's so wonderful about it is how convenient it is for children,
Mhm.
which was really important to me because, it comes in these little packs and you can put it in your pocket or put it in your knapsack or eat it out of the pack if you want to. Tim travels with it like you, Mac. And also, you can make shakes, you can put it in yogurt. There's just so many ways to get it into your body. And, you just feel a lot more energized, and you've got the nourishment in the cells.
Absolutely.
It's
Cheryl,
important.
it's interesting, and I want you to talk to us more about some of the key ingredients in New Plus here in a minute, but I have to reflect back even to myself and using New Plus. I mean, again, I do look at ingredients, don't get me wrong. I do a lot of research and all that, but I can remember the first times I've tried New Plus. The reason I loved it so much is because of just how it made me feel. It was such a wonderful food to be putting in my body. And I couldn't explain to you at the time why it made me feel the way it did, but it just felt so darn good. And I mean, I've shared with you a bunch of times in all of my travels around the world, I always get asked, is there one food, Sunrider food, if you were stranded on a desert island, what could you not live without? And my answer is always New Plus. So anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just
Oh,
wanted
I
to.
totally relate. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
the thing is, my nieces eat like 4 or 5 packages of this a day.
I love it.
And when we get further into this and you see their skin,
Uh-huh.
you really know that it works.
I'm curious, Cheryl, you mentioned they eat a lot of new plus each day, as I do. And I mean, for me, and I know you too, it's in shakes, it's in our porridge or puddings, and 9 times out of 10, it's open and straight out of the bag for me. Okay. How do the kids consume it? I mean, how do you normally feed them?
Well, a variety of ways, but they'll
Uh-huh.
eat it right out of the package.
Oh, excellent. Good.
Right? Or put it in yogurt, or they'll make, a shake with just some apple juice
Yeah.
or, almond milk or something like that. But
Excellent.
oftentimes it's just in a bowl and they eat it.
Right on. We'll be sharing on our Five Elements site some more information for everybody on the various flavors of New Plus and the distinctions between them. We'll be talking and sharing more about even soy and the 5 different types of beans and the colors that make up a number of our New Plus varieties. So a lot more information to come. And I just love to hear the fact that are eating it as well as us adults too, so great stuff. Sorry again to interrupt. Carry on, please.
Well, two of the ingredients in our New Plus, which are really important for our skin,
Uh-huh.
are the Chinese yam,
Uh-huh.
because it's really rich in antioxidants and it's known to rebuild skin cells. And it reduces the oxidative damage caused by free radicals. And it has vitamin C, which helps promote collagen in the body. And we know how important collagen is for the elasticity in our skin,
Sure.
right? So Chinese yam, very important. And then of course, koi fruit. And a lot of people don't know much about koi fruit because I don't even know of anything else that has koi fruit in it except our New Plus. But anyway, it contains enzymes which actually soften the keratin layers of our skin, and it makes the skin feel really soft and supple and smooth. So it helps with like dark spots on the skin or wrinkles as
Excellent.
well, right? So it's a fantastic product for the skin, as well as every cell in our body.
Excellent. So we've talked a little bit about how we nourish our body. Do you want to share a little bit with us about that balance and cleanse aspect as well, and how it
Oh, I'd love
impacts our
to.
skin?
Yeah.
Mm,
So we talked about the N, which was the nourish, but what's also really important is how we keep our body clean. And that's not just on the outside, it's on the inside.
mhm,
And we have two fantastic products that nourish the cleansing systems of the body. So they don't go in and take over and
mm,
push the body to do anything. They're
mm,
just nutrition that
mm,
goes in, gives those systems in the body the energy it needs to push out the toxins.
mhm,
And now one is called Cali. And Cali, it's a beverage, even though it's made in a tea bag form and you steep it. Um, it's very concentrated. I think it takes about 10 pounds to make 1 pound. So I make one bag in a whole liter. The one I really want to talk about today, though, because of the children, is our Cali Night, which I call Cali Calm.
mhm,
And my nieces and nephews love this because they drink it throughout the day and they say their day is smoother, they're clearer thinking, calmer, right? And
mhm,
while doing all those things, it's still nourishing the body and helping the body get rid of all those toxins and free radicals. So, New Plus is one that you steep, and then, of course, our Fortune Delight.
mhm,
And
mhm,
Fortune Delight's great for traveling as
mhm,
well, because you can stick it in your pocket or, get a bottle of water and put it in. You've got this concentrated nutrition, takes 10 pounds to 1 pound to make this. So it's really concentrated and it comes in many flavors. And my nieces and nephews love Fortune as well, but they love my Share Happy drink too,
Tell us
because
about that.
I put this in it. I add some evergreen, some Vitafruit, Electrosport, Sunny Dew, and it is a delicious drink and awesome for the skin because our Vitafruit's great skin food, as we know, and evergreen's great for the blood. So it nourishes our blood, so it keeps everything moving on the inside. So anyway, Fortunate Light, fantastic for everybody.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's great. that share happy drink with all the ingredients you mentioned. I can see why it's a happy drink, and maybe we'll post that recipe again for everybody. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my nieces and nephews named that when they were very young. And so it still sticks today at in their 20s. Could you make us one of those share happy drinks?
A family tradition it has become. Yes.
Exactly.
Right
Um,
on.
and the reason they named it that, they said, you made it and it makes us feel happy. So I
Perfect.
thought, yeah, why not? And then, of course, the balance part of our NBC, there isn't another product in this world like our Quinary. It's got to be one of my all-time favorites. And I would want this one on the island too if I was stranded. And believe it or not, in this package, there's 50 different herbal plants. And then, of course, he concentrates it 10 to 1. So
Uh-huh.
you've got this 50 herbs, 5 different formulas. So what are they doing? They're nourishing the cleansing systems of our body. They're nourishing our respiratory, our endocrine, our circulation, our digestion, and our immune system. And
Mhm.
why are those important? Because they run our body.
Yeah.
And if we keep them nice and strong, we stay healthy,
Mhm.
we stay energized, and it's just a fantastic way, especially with children, to put this in the shake or in the New Plus
Mhm.
shake with some apple juice or something, and you're giving them what they need to stay strong. Because going to school, you're always picking up something, right? And so
Absolutely.
this gives them an edge.
Yeah. Sheryl, you've always been our philosophy of regeneration expert on our calls and so forth. And one of the things I always reflect back upon, especially when we talk about quinary, is one of the aspects of the philosophy is, of course, the variety. Okay. And I've talked to many people, and a lot of them, I think, get confused when they think of variety. They look at, oh, well, you have 450 different products. There's lots of variety in Sunrider. And I'm going, no. The variety we're talking about is a product like quinary with 50 different herbs, flowers, and plants that make up that formula. That's the variety we're talking about. So thank you so much for that. Excellent. You know, Sheryl, there are some things we can be doing on the outside of our body as well. And we've only picked 3 to talk about today, but can you kind of walk us through a little bit why you thought these 3 were important and how you utilize them with yourself and your family?
I sure will, Mac. The reason I picked these 3 is because, well, first of all, they work, but second, they're very economical. So it's good for families, right? So they
Mhm.
can use them for the whole family. And I love them myself. And I switch off between these and our oil in, but I love these products.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite gifts that I give at baby showers or, for some kind of gift as far as birthdays or whatever is the beauty bar. I always give the beauty bar with one of those little hand
Mhm.
gloves
Uh-huh.
because you don't want to run it under water because it's not a soap,
Right.
right? It's more like a cleansing cream.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so you just want to rub your hand over it when you're cleansing, right? But for babies, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
it's like pH balance to the skin. It smells like a baby.
Yep.
And we all know how that smell is so wonderful, right?
Uh-huh.
And keeps the pH balance in order for you too when you're doing the bathing, right? So yeah, I just absolutely love it. And anybody I gift it to wants to know how they can get more. So awesome
Absolutely.
product.
Well, and I know this isn't a skincare call necessarily. We've done those in the past and we'll do them again for sure where we get into depth. But I'm with you, Sheryl. I use the Candescent Beauty Bar all the time. It is a wonderful soapless soap, and we'll explain more in our 5 Elements site what that really means. But I'm like you, I just love that product. We've given it as gifts many times too because it's always so well received.
Mhm. And
Absolutely.
and like you say, it's good for everybody. I mean, Tim's
Mhm.
always coming to me saying, "Hey, I need a new beauty bar," right?
Well,
He loves it too.
it's funny, and you and I've talked about this many times in the past, but a lot of times when people think about their skin and the things that they're putting on it, the soaps they use, the creams, etc., they don't really pay attention, or maybe they don't even understand how critical the pH balance of these products is to what they're putting on their skin. And again, this is not a skincare call, so we're not going to go into depth of this, but the important thing is what you've said already. Sunrider considers the pH of these products that are going to be going on our skin and how our skin will respond to those. So thank you for that.
And our pH is so important because it's our protection, right?
Exactly.
It's our acidic layer on the skin that
Mhm.
keeps us safe from the free radicals and things like that. So using products like our Sunrider Candescent or Oilin,
Mhm.
it very important, and especially on our children, right?
Absolutely.
Because their skin is even more sensitive than ours. So we want to be really careful what we put on. And then I love the Candescent Deep Moisture Lotion. It's an amazing product for all skin types, which
Mhm.
is what I love too. I've never, in all my years of Sunrider, had anybody say to me they couldn't use the Candescent Deep Moisture Lotion. And that says a lot
Mhm.
because so many people have sensitivities these days. And, when you put this on your little one, you just, and the deep moisture lotion is great on the face, right? Or on the back of the hands.
Mhm.
And you just feel like, hey, I've done something really special, And then our hand and body lotion, it's great to put everywhere, which I do.
Mhm.
And, especially for children in the summertime, because it has some protection in it too. And it's not going to hurt our pH balance, right? And a lot of the protective SPFs out there,
Mhm.
um, you shouldn't put them on your skin because they have ingredients that actually disturb the acid mantle, right? But
Exactly.
ours are very concentrated, pH balance. The ingredients you won't find in anything else.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
the way they're put together, Dr. Chen makes them for his grandchildren. So
Right.
if they're good enough for his grandchildren, they're good enough for my nieces and nephews.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, again, we'll talk more in other calls and we'll be posting to the site, as I've said several times, some of the key ingredients we're talking about, but we're talking about things like avocado oil and squalene and aloe vera. I mean, things that are so already known to be so good to the skin, but we'll provide a little bit more information on why they're so good here over the next couple of weeks as we post to the site. Sheryl, the moment of truth. Okay, here is a great picture. I've known you for what, 20 years or so, and you've always had the most amazing skin. And I'm gonna move our little pictures away so people can actually see the family as well. But talk about beautiful skin, within your family.
Well, one of the things I absolutely love about Sunrider is how they think in terms of generations. The Chens always talk that way, and they've shown it by passing it on to their children and now their grandchildren. We're actually passing out things at the convention this year.
That's right.
It was amazing, right? And Sue and my brother John were one of my first Sunriders back 36 years ago. They jumped right on board with me. They were young, but they got the vision.
Mhm.
And so now over the years, they had Jesse and Isaac, and now they're major Sunriders. And now Jesse's got her two little sweeties, and
Right.
they're Sunriders. I think Charlotte eats as much New Plus now as Jessie does.
That's amazing.
Amazing. And they love the Share Happy drink.
I
And if
bet
you
they
look at
do.
their skin, their skin is just gorgeous, just beautiful. They're healthy, happy, and I feel very proud. So we've got 4 generations here of Sunriders, and I'm
Incredible.
very happy about that.
Incredible. And they all have beautiful skin. So yay.
Yeah.
Um, um, Sheryl, again, I can't thank you enough for sharing about this topic and kind of just relaying to everybody and sharing everyone with your family too. I mean, that's just wonderful. And I've always been a big skincare advocate, and this is a favorite topic of mine too. So I can't wait for us to be sharing more on the site and doing more calls around this topic, because truly the skin is a reflection of our overall health right now. And again, what can we do? The best thing we can really do is be sharing this and passing along this information to everyone out there. And I know I've said it before, but I'll kind of finish with it too. I really hope everyone that sees this video will please join us on our 5 Element Cycle to Wellness Facebook page. Participate in some of the things that we're going to be sharing. Share your own stories, like, love, comment, do your thing with us and everything. But the more the merrier. And Sheryl, last word to you on this topic today.
Well, Mac, I want to thank you because that five elements site is absolutely amazing. I mean, you share so much great information, and then we just back it up with some things we know. But, for anybody that wants to learn about staying balanced as far as their mind, body, spirit, get on that five element cycle. And we really appreciate having it. Thank you so much, Mac.
Absolutely. You're welcome, Cheryl. And again, for anybody that's watching this presentation and they want some information, more information on this topic or any others, please reach out to the person that shared this video to you. Reach out to Cheryl or myself. We're not hard to find. And again, let us know anything that we can do to be helping you moving forward on this. So everyone, assuming our internet's cooperating with us, and I think we're live again and all of that, just want to thank you all for joining us today. Cheryl, love you. Appreciate you so much for doing this. And we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.